Toscarinos Eat Clean Foundations, powered by CanFit Pro. This chapter, 10 Calls to Action for Eating Clean Success. The first call to action is to drink 3 liters or 12 cups of water per day, more if you're physically active. What can you hope to expect from drinking more water? Well, the truth is, in North America, water is the #1 nutritional deficiency. It seems strange to consider this, that for all the water we're carrying around, because we see everyone walking around with water bottles, that we are still dehydrated. But the expectation of drinking more water is that it improves overall bodily hydration, and it restores us from being dehydrated to hydrated. Almost as soon as, and even before the body becomes dehydrated, cells are beginning to make important decisions about shunting off water to preserve the function of the critical organs like the brain, for example, and the heart. So we can't be too casual about this important nutritional element that is essential for human survival. The body is 65% water, so you can see we really need to replenish any sorts of water that we're missing. Why are we so dehydrated in North America? Well, one of the reasons is because we are drinking many beverages that drain us of water. Many of these are caffeinated beverages. We can think of our favorite coffee shops, but we can also think of sugary beverages. Even fruit juice is dehydrating. So are many sports drinks. Now, sports drinks have a role to play when you're performing at a very high athletic pace. But for the most part, if we're drinking these on a regular basis, they are draining us of our water supply. Sugary foods will also dehydrate us, as will recreational drugs and many types of other foods that contain a lot of sugar. When we begin to restore water to the body, we replenish the primary component of all bodily fluids. That is water. It helps to accelerate the healing process when we keep plenty of water circulating in the body. That same fluid will help deliver nutrients to all parts of the body. Think about the tiniest cells in your toes, in the deepest regions of your body. The water is the critical way for those nutrients to be delivered to the smallest of cells. When there is an injury in the tissue of the body, water is the delivery vehicle that takes the healing components that are dissolved within water to those injured tissues. Water also promotes effective digestion. In fact, when we cannot move the bowels regularly, constipation results, and generally this is the result of not having enough water in the body, and that makes it very difficult to eliminate. Water also helps maintain cell structure and thus cell rigidity and turgor pressure. Water in the body prevents disease and pain. In fact, many doctors have a school of thought that believes that much of the initiating origins of disease start because we are severely dehydrated. When we are dehydrated, we also experience higher rates of pain. Water is also the critical factor in delivering minerals to the body. Water is supposed to contain dissolved minerals. It doesn't do so as much as it used to, and we can do things to amend that. But minerals are critical, and unfortunately, in the same way that we are severely dehydrated in North America, we are also severely demineralized. In general, having plenty of water in the body, being properly hydrated, helps to promote the proper function of organs through mineral delivery so electrical currents can be properly conveyed, namely the heart. Very critical that the heart pump is properly maintained through the mineral function that's delivered by water. Water also helps us to manage weight and it assists with our own air conditioning and heating systems of the body, if you will. Water is what helps us cool down when we're overheated or helps us warm up when we are cooled. Water moistens and lubricates all aspects of the body. It increases energy levels, and water also improves mood. So you can gain a lot by simply adding water to your diet. 3 liters or 12 cups a day. Call to action number 2. Replace carbonated juices and sports drinks with water. As mentioned in step 1, we are a dehydrated nation. One of the reasons we have become this way is through drinking manufactured sodas, colas, and sugary beverages. Carbonated waters and sports drinks tend to make the body an acidic environment. Those same sugary beverages rob the body of important minerals like chromium, because the body doesn't quite know what to do with all that sugar, and in an attempt to process it will actually remove important minerals from the skeleton and from our vital organs. So very important to replace carbonated juices and sports drinks with plain water. So what can we expect as a benefit from doing so? Well, we improve our bodily hydration and correct improper mineral levels. We will neutralize acidic blood levels, because many, as I mentioned, of the beverages like sodas and juices and sports drinks are highly sweet, which upsets the blood pH and makes the environment an ideal place for disease to begin. When we replace carbonated juices and sports drinks with water, we restore proper blood pH so the body is less prone to disease. It reduces sugar intake, thereby improving blood glucose levels. We also improve the health of our bones and teeth, our circulatory system, hormones, and brain. And once again, we assist in weight management. And getting ourselves off of these sugary beverages will also help to improve mood and energy levels and reduce cravings. Lots to do, lots to learn. Call to action number 3, find hidden sugars and remove them from your diet. This is a big one, and it is at the same time the most difficult call to action, but the one that yields the greatest reward. What can we expect? Once we remove sugar and processed food from our diet, we have an immediate positive benefit. And as quickly as we stop eating sugar excessively, we change our very own blood chemistry. Blood becomes sticky in the presence of too much sugar. And when we take away the sugar, obviously blood becomes more fluid and can get to the places that it needs to get to in our body to deliver nutrients and oxygen. The benefits of removing sugar from your diet are many and almost innumerable. We can improve mood, we improve mental clarity, we improve energy levels, nutrient levels, particularly minerals. And as you begin to stop eating the sugars and begin to change over to eating clean, whole foods, you restore health to your entire body inside and out. Again, mineral levels increase, which is a critical piece of human health. We also begin to reduce excess body weight. It is a step in weight management to get yourself off of sugar. And stress results from sugar. So when we begin to find hidden sugars and remove them from the diet, we remove the dangerous stress that pervades our organs and skeleton. And we improve our immune system, which is very interesting because as quickly as we eat a tablespoon of sugar, the immune system is depressed for hours afterwards. So it's impossible for the body to heal correctly in the presence of too much sugar. So it's a good idea for us to get rid of it. How amazing is that? All right. Call to action number 4. Eat protein at each meal, and especially during sugar cravings. Initially, it was thought that when we had cravings, we needed to eat something sweet quickly to bring the energy levels up. This has been a bit of a mistake. Protein is a key macronutrient of the human body. It is the piece that rebuilds, restores, delivers health, immune system, makes our hormones, is responsible for brain function. In short, good quality protein is needed for optimal human health and function. So what can we expect when we begin to eat more protein? And let me just state that the protein doesn't have to come from animals or animal sources. We can also explore proteins coming from vegetarian sources, and there are numerous options for this. But the benefits we can expect is that we ensure a robust repair, healing, and growth infrastructure in the body. So wounds will heal, tissues will mend, you'll have plenty of hormones to get yourself through all those hormonal needs that we have, which are many, since we are humans built on hormones. We can also experience the enhanced immune system function because antibodies are built from protein. So when we're facing perhaps the winter seasons and colds and flus, knowing that we have plenty of protein on hand to help us build our antibodies and to keep our immune system in robust function will help stave off some illness. Protein also improves the quality of blood, as red blood cells are made from hemoglobin and are protein-based. We also need plenty of enzyme activity, which are, again, protein-based. Enzymes are protein-based, and enzymes help to stimulate and increase the metabolic rate. So we want that because that enhances our thermogenic effect. It enhances our metabolic rate. Protein helps to balance blood sugar levels. And as we know from the fitness industry that we love and respect so much, we know that protein builds muscle. And when we have a nice thick layer of muscle, we thereby increase our metabolic rate. And that helps us to burn fat and fuel. Protein helps enhance cellular communication, and protein also helps provide an energy source if necessary. And who doesn't need more energy? All right. And now we're going to go to call to action number 5. Get 30 minutes of exercise per day. And I love this because I want us all to think of exercise not as a punishment, but as a privilege. So what we now know is that 30 minutes of exercise performed at a maximum heart rate of about 65, I know CanFit Pro says 75% or higher, is optimal, particularly for promoting enhanced and healthy brain function. What are the benefits of getting more exercise? Well, the list is so long, I may bore you, but it's still interesting to know that exercise helps build a strong heart and lungs. And we need this because we need to be able to get our bodies and propel ourselves through the day every day. We will improve our endurance, and most specifically for women, especially menopausal women or women who are in the change of life and haven't completed it yet, we know that exercise helps to improve bone density. It also helps us with balance and flexibility. And this one I love very much. It promotes the release of feel-good hormones or neurotransmitters in the brain, thereby contributing to improved mood. And boy, I can relate to that. I love exercise. I have gone through some enormous life challenges in the last 4 years, and I took my good learnings from exercise in the gym, on the road, in the pool, on the trails, wherever, and on the trampoline, because I love that thing, and discovered that I could manage my own moods by continuing to exercise. Now, we are living in a time where we have an abundance, unfortunately, of neural disease. So we see lots of Alzheimer's and dementia. And sadly, with lack of exercise, the brain actually diminishes in size and in vasculature. So what you want is the benefit of exercise, 30 minutes, performed at a max heart rate of anywhere from 65 to 75% or higher. You want this because the chemical benefits of that are astounding. And what we notice is such activity helps promote the growth of axons and dendrites. It also increases brain vascularity, so it improves the synaptic connections in the brain, which in turn improve learning. And learning is critical because what good is having a healthy body if your brain can't come along? So exercise, people. This is a good thing. When we exercise, we turn on something valuable to help manage blood sugar. It's called the glucose sink, S-I-N-K. And the glucose sink helps us mop up excess circulating blood glucose levels, thereby reducing the possibility of glucose to be stored as fat. In fact, the glucose sink is very helpful for anyone who is already blood sugar dysregulated to help manage that condition. Exercise also helps build a strong layer of muscle, which is highly metabolically active. So this improves the bodily constitution from fat to muscular, from overweight to lean. And this helps promote a sense of well-being. Exercise helps promote longevity because, as we learned earlier, we want to keep the telomeres with their little end caps on. When the end caps pop off due to sitting around too much, that enhances the speed at which we age or decay. So let's not do that. Let's exercise. And exercise has also been shown to protect against certain cancers. And one I love so much, especially women, if we want to get rid of some cellulite or fluffy, puffy skin, I absolutely love exercise because it promotes the circulation of the lymphatic system, thereby improving lymphatic drainage and enhancing and tightening the texture and tone of our flesh. There's so much to learn here. It's absolutely astounding. And these calls to action can literally change your life. Here we are. We have call to action number 6. To revive tired adrenals, put several grains of unrefined sea salt on your tongue and add to water intake. Wow, this is an interesting thing to do, and I promise you it works. And I've tried this. So when you have that afternoon slump where you're feeling like you just can't get through the day, or you're so tired, or you've been through a very stressful time, your adrenals are shot, just put a little bit of salt on your tongue. And you want unrefined sea salt because it has so many minerals that we absolutely need for optimal health. But that will actually help revive your adrenals. So one expectation I would like you to do is replace regular table salt with unrefined sea salt. What are the benefits of using unrefined sea salt? Well, unrefined sea salt increases mineral intake because it contains 92 minerals and trace elements necessary for optimal health and function. This is a good thing. We tend to be very demineralized in North America. And so any way we can get more minerals in the body is essential to us and will help benefit us in health ways, particularly for your adrenals. Unrefined sea salt helps to soften hardened lymph nodes while softening other glands and muscle tissues, stimulates salivation. And this is an important step in digestion because what step occurs in the mouth when we chew is a very important part of breaking down carbohydrate. So having salt on hand is very helpful because we want to stimulate the production of saliva. You need lots of that to get the good chewing going on. Minerals also balance and replenish the body's electrolytes and promotes a strong immune system. Minerals help, or we should say the unrefined sea salt containing those minerals, help to maintain the acid-alkaline balance in the body. The body does this for the most part on its own, but when we push it over the edge by eating too many sugary foods or processed foods, it easily goes out of whack. And unrefined sea salt also has an interesting ability to promote the feeling of calm thanks to high levels of calcium and magnesium, both of which promote sleep. Now, here's an interesting thing to try as perhaps a 6B call to action would be if you're feeling like you're too anxious to fall asleep at night, you can also try that salt trick of putting some grains of unrefined sea salt on your tongue, and you will begin to feel that experience of feeling more calm and restful, and perhaps it will prepare you for a more calm and effective sleep. Call to action number 7. When you are feeling sluggish at midday, drink water and eat a snack of lean protein paired with complex carbohydrate and healthy fat. So what is the expectation of this call to action? Well, first of all, you are giving yourself a really nice injection of clean, whole, nutrient-dense nourishment rather than that candy bar that you're so tempted to get out of the vending machine. I know, I gotcha. I used to do that too. The benefit of following this call to action number 7 is that you will satiate your hunger with all 3 macronutrients. So that means your lean protein, your healthy fat, your complex carbohydrates, and you got your water in there too. So this stabilizes blood sugar, buffers the release of glucose and other nutrients into the blood, so that stabilizes the blood sugar handling organs and doesn't promote a situation of overweight. It hydrates you, you stimulate your metabolism, and your hunger is satisfied with something totally nutritious rather than some sugary quick fix. So this is fantastic. And we're going to move on to call to action number 7. This is one of my favorite ones, call to action number 8. Eat greens at every meal possible, including breakfast. I know, I can hear you saying, what in heaven's name am I going to eat greens at breakfast for? Well, you know what? The French do it, and they certainly do not struggle with overweight as much as we do. But I have learned to incorporate greens at every meal, particularly breakfast, because when we boost our greens intake, we increase our health, and we eat with joy because we know we're nourishing ourselves. It improves flavor too. So what happens is the benefits of eating greens is we increase the fiber content of our daily diet. What are the benefits of eating greens at every meal possible? Well, what we discover is we increase the fiber content of our daily diet, and that improves our gut health. We have a massive microbiome in our gut of about 5 pounds, and those are all healthy organisms in our body. When we teach them to eat healthy fuel like greens, we keep them very happy. The fiber in greens are a pre-food or a prebiotic food for these organisms. So we then improve gut health, we improve digestion and elimination, we improve nutrient intake because many plants, as we know, contain abundant phytonutrients, some of which we haven't even discovered or learned about yet. So you have to eat a wide array of greens to get all of these, and we need them for optimal health. The insoluble fiber in greens is excellent for gut health, as mentioned, and for a balanced and healthy microbiome, one that runs on clean fuel, not sugar. The plant material also provides the alkaline balance that we need to keep our blood pH in the neutral zone. Greens help us fight disease through the presence of antioxidants and other phytochemicals. Greens further enhance our immune system, and they help enhance gene function. Interestingly enough, certain foods that we eat have an effect on our genetic function. We can turn on or turn off those genetic switches. When we eat greens, we also enjoy the benefit of reducing food prep time, as many greens don't need to be prolonged to extensive cooking times. We also reduce food prep time in the kitchen when we eat greens because many greens do not need prolonged preparation or cooking times. And when we continually eat greens, particularly at each meal, we begin to shift the palate from the desire of wanting sweet all the time to our vegetables. And that is a good thing. Bon appetit. Let's go to call to action number 9. This is one of my favorite tips in the kitchen. Everybody needs more time. And call to action number 9 says, when cooking, make planned leftovers. That's what I call it. So what's the expectation? Proper preparation helps increase success with endeavors to manage weight and improve health. And this is important because we don't want to spend more time in the kitchen. We want to spend less time. So here's how I think about it. It maximizes my efforts in the kitchen. If I'm already boiling 2 eggs, I might as well boil 6 and get through the day. Or if I'm making a rice dish, Let me make a rice dish to last me the week, not just one day. This helps reduce food costs because we can prepare and buy much in bulk, and it keeps you in the game, ready. You always have an answer as to what's for dinner. I also like the idea that cooking planned leftovers keeps me out of fast food restaurants because I have my own fast food restaurant right in my own kitchen. I already made it. Nothing can get faster. When you make your own food and have the leftovers to go with it, this gives you control over what you're eating, and by extension allows you to manage your diet better by knowing what is in those foods you prepared. And this can only have good effect. So then we help to manage our weight, we save time, and we become more efficient in the kitchen as well. Initially, people feel like this is a bit of a stumbling block, but once you get the hang of it and you enjoy the benefit and support of all the Eat Clean team, plus CanFit Pro, we will get you going. You will like this tip very much. Call to action number 10. I carry a cooler packed with Eat Clean foods to get through the day. In fact, I have one with me today. And what are the expectations? Why is this a good call to action? Well, I don't know about you, but my life is busy, and I am 100% certain yours is too. During the work week or any busy times, packing a cooler with clean food gets me through the day. I never have to ask myself, oh gosh, now I have to go out and buy lunch. What am I going to have for lunch? Where am I going to find it? How much am I going to spend? You know, you can actually help your budget out a lot by carrying your own foods with you. And it's kind of cool to carry a cooler. So having a cooler packed with clean foods on hand prevents binging or eating, and particularly binging or eating commercially prepared and processed foods. I don't want to be subjected to just choosing from the vending machine. I want to know that I'm eating something nutritious. Again, the cooler helps you save time and money, and you can eat whenever you have the time to eat, not when the restaurant is open or closed, right? Furthermore, carrying a cooler will help you prevent snacking and binging. So I love these steps, these 10 calls to action. And here they are again in rapid fire. Drink 3 liters of water or 12 cups a day. Replace carbonated juices and sports drinks with water. Find hidden sugars and remove from your diet. Eat protein at each meal and during sugar cravings. Get 30 minutes of exercise at 65 to 75% or greater max heart rate. To revive tired adrenals, put several grains of unrefined sea salt on your tongue and add to your water intake. When you are feeling sluggish at midday, drink water and eat a snack of lean protein paired with a complex carbohydrate and healthy fat. Eat greens at every meal possible, including breakfast. You can do it. When cooking, make planned leftovers. And finally, carry a cooler packed with Eat Clean foods to get through the day. Here is a simple hydration test I like to use to gauge whether or not I'm dehydrated. So what we do is we stand up and have our arms hanging down by our sides. Then raise the left arm and place it across your chest with the palm facing down. I want you to look at the blood veins there and see if they're pronounced and visible through the skin. Now slowly bring the right arm up and level with the left. Scan each hand to see what the veins look like. If the veins have collapsed on the right hand, you are dehydrated. If they are still visible and pronounced, you are well hydrated. This is a simple test you can do just about anywhere, and thirst is not always a reliable indicator because you are already dehydrated by the time you're thirsty. And here's your perfect rehydration formula. You can use this to work out what you should be drinking on a daily basis. For every 8-ounce cup of diuretic beverage, that means coffee, tea, soda, juice, sports beverage, alcohol, hot chocolate, drink 12 ounces of water. So for every 8-ounce cup of diuretic beverage, drink 12 ounces of water. Awesome. That's the hydration test. Now we're going to move to the sugar test. This one is a little bit trickier, but it's a valuable gauge to help assess what your sugar condition is like. Sometimes this can just mean that you're a little bit hungry. But what we want to do is follow the basic steps. Here we go. Locate the sternum, which is at the bottom point of the rib cage. It's basically where the ribs come together. And put your right index finger on the bottom of your sternum. Keep your right index finger on the inner edge of your right rib cage and travel down about 1 inch. Press on that spot. It is known as the Chapman reflex for the pancreas. You may notice some sensitivity. On a scale of 0 to 10, determine the pain or sensitivity level, with 0 meaning you feel nothing and 10 meaning excruciating pain. Anywhere from 3 to 10 means that there is a potential blood sugar problem. It could just mean that you're hungry, but if you have a persistent pain, likely it means there's some blood sugar dysregulation going on. There are other ways to tell through bodily signals whether or not you are experiencing blood sugar dysregulation. If you have a severe headache after exercise, episodes of hypoglycemia or low blood sugar, you may have high blood pressure due to narrowing microvasculature or circulation. This affects your eyes, kidneys, feet, brain, and sex organs. You may have a depressed immune response. You could notice increased healing times for wounds or cuts. You could be consistently in an inflammatory state where the skin can actually look puffy and bloated. Or you may have a cortisol belly, which is a thickness and a protrusion around the waist, hips, thighs, and belly. So it's important to do that. But of course, if you have any questions at all about your blood sugar and it seems to be a problem, then you must, of course, seek medical help. I want to thank you for listening to these 10 calls to action. By incorporating each of these into your daily self-care habits, you will shift your health and metabolism towards optimal health and a lean physique. And this is your birthright. Thank you so much for listening.